On other matters, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has escalated his war of words with DCP leader Gachagua in his latest remarks. Murkomen accused Gachagua of employing reverse psychology following the DCP leader's claims yesterday that the government was planning to orchestrate violence and eventually force the postponement of the Ol Kalou by-election on the grounds of unsafe environment for democratic process. Murkomen went on to assure IEBC of police support to ensure the by-election proceeds, despite a warning by IEBC Chair Erastus Ethekon that election could be cancelled or postponed should the security situation deteriorate. This, even as Gachagua insisted that he cannot respond to the Interior CS, dismissing him as below his league. And our reporter David Muthoka narrates the simmering tiff between Gachagua and Murkomen.
Just 2 years ago, while DCP Gachagua was in government as the second most powerful after President Ruto, he and Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen spoke same language, defended each other, and appeared inseparable. That is no longer the case. In recent months, the two have locked horns, almost literally baying for each other's blood. The latest trigger is the Ol Kalou by-election, which has been marred by violent incidents and claims of widespread voter bribery. Both Murkomen and Gachagua have accused each other of orchestrating virtually everything that has gone wrong in the constituency, with Murkomen launching this latest scathing attack on Gachagua.
I want to assure the chairman of IBC that the national security organs, led by the Inspector General of Police, is aware about criminals like Rigathi Gachagua who are planning violence in Ol Kalou. But I also want to inform the chairman of IBC that he has nothing to fear, because we have put in place proper security mechanism to combat all those criminals and goons that Gachagua was planning. And I am glad, because when he realized that his plans have been exposed, he has come out publicly today and lifted his hands to the air and said he will not organize violence again.
The fiery remarks came after Murkomen made another statement on social media, telling Gachagua, and I quote, "Every time Rigathi Gachagua opens his mouth to speak, he affirms to all and sundry that he is the lord of violence and master of ethnic bigotry. Today was no different." He continued with his crusade to label leaders from his backyard who do not subscribe to his politics of tribalism as, quote-unquote, wasaliti. Terming others as traitors of the community is a dog whistle that has been historically used to profile, ostracize, and direct attacks against a section of society or individuals. Cases in point are the Rwandan genocide and the war crimes in Kosovo. The attack on Rachel Wandeto is still fresh in our minds. Her painful and unfortunate death was a direct consequence of Gachagua's incitement against pro-government people from the region. Like I said recently, our security agencies are under instruction to monitor his inflammatory utterances and take necessary legal action before he endangers more lives and the security of the country. Gachagua remains a hopeless tribalist with delusions of being at the helm of an empire that only exists in the firmament of his twisted imagination. Kenya remains a united, progressive, and indivisible nation.
I want to ask Mr. Gachagua that now that you have said you will not organize violence, please behave the way you have professed yourself. Behave, because it is for your own safety and for your own good to behave, because the consequences for yourself and those who are planning violence is very dire. And I'm glad you listened to the voice and the things I have said, because if you hadn't listened, you would have regretted for the rest of your life.
2 days later, Murkomen wrote, and I quote, "Listening to Gachagua today has confirmed our worst fears that he is on a mission to create an atmosphere of fear and siege in the Mount Kenya region with the sole aim of extorting money from leading business people. The businesses of those who refuse to yield to his intimidation and blackmail are targeted for looting and destruction by his gangs and goons. He's the biggest threat to national unity and the economy of our country. His utterances and criminal activities are closely being monitored by our security agencies, and we shall do everything to ensure that the people and their properties are protected. This appeared to be in sync with another statement from Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, where he stated, and I quote, "It is now clear an incompetent man is an arrogant man, but Gachagua is having none of it."
CS Interior is not in my league. I only answer William Ruto. I cannot respond to such a character. It's really demeaning my own dignity as a leader. I'm a Kenyan leader with more than 10 million followers.
The DCP leader insisted that he only responds to his former boss, President William Ruto, while maintaining that the government is responsible for everything that is going wrong in Ol Kalou.
That is an employee of William Ruto. I answer William Ruto. He is trying to answer me on behalf of William Ruto. He'll be answered by my boys, MCAs and MPs, watamjibu.
With both sides digging in, the political temperature around the Ol Kalou by-election continues to rise. David Muthoka, NTV, Nairobi.
Thank you, David Mudhoka, for that report. And on that note, allow us to take a very short commercial break. We'll be back.